I had some mentors, Rick. My parents, of course, both Greek immigrants, came over here. Had an extraordinary influence on me. But I had two teachers at Brookline High School. One of them was a guy named Johnny Grinnell, been a great athlete at Tufts. He was my basketball coach. I don't think we called what I did being a point guard in those days. But I was, I guess, what you'd call a point guard for Brookline High. Two-handed set shots, underhanded free throws. I mean, that's where I come from. It's a long time ago. And Coach Grinnell lived in Newton, and I lived out in South Brookline. So after practice, I and one of the member of the team would hitch a ride, and I'd get off at Hammond Street and hitchhike to my house in South Brookline. And those were the McCarthy days, folks. Those were scary days. And Johnny Grinnell hated Joe McCarthy. Couldn't stand him. And one night as we were driving out, he said to me, "You know, you seriously ought to consider running for elective office someday." I'd never thought of that. Johnny Grinnell was the first adult, Rick, ever to say to me, "You got to think about running for public office." And when I accepted the nomination in Atlanta in 1988, Johnny Grinnell was sitting next to my mother in the family box. The other teacher who had a profound influence on me was the head of the Modern Foreign Languages Department at Brookline High. Her name was Kate O'Brien. She taught French, Mademoiselle O'Brien. And she was something, folks. She was something. And gave me my love of languages, my love of school. And every time I ran for office, Miss O'Brien would send me a $10 contribution. Serious. When I ran for the state legislature. She was 89 when she passed away in, where was it, North Hill, I think. Where is that? Natick Needham, someplace out there, right? And this was in 1986. I was running for re-election for the third time. And I was running hard for re-election. I'd never thought of running for the presidency. And I got a letter from her sister, her executrix, enclosing a copy of her will, in which she bequeathed to me $1,000 with the hope that I would run for the presidency of the United States. It was my first campaign contribution. Now, we owe you all an apology. If I'd won that election, if I'd beaten Bush 1, you'd have never heard of Bush 2, we wouldn't be in this mess. So blame me. Blame me. And I think maybe one of the problems, Rick, is that we haven't done a very good job of helping people to understand what a difference we can make in the life of somebody like you. You know, people say to me, well, you know, it must be better these days, you know, without all that pressure now that you're out of politics and stuff. I said, you gotta be kidding me. To be able to know somebody like Rick and to be able to know that in some small way I was able to make it possible for him to do what he does these days, and in turn, help to turn around the lives of literally hundreds and hundreds of people with whom he works. There's nothing like it, folks.